From the dungeon, it's the Loggers in Life podcast, episode 8, with your hosts, Rob and Mendo.
Well, that was just fucking epic, man.
Exactly. That was because the guy from Saturday Night Live who actually did this voice, unfortunately passed away. Well, probably now, it's probably been over 2 months. But
oh, that sucks.
It sucks, but it's just like you hear that, like the Saturday Night Live, and I was like, want to kind of honor him in this podcast. So, welcome. How you doing? You're looking good. Did you get a new haircut? Is that a new shirt?
Not even a little bit.
I'm talking to our viewers, bro.
Oh. Well, that's even weirder.
Because we haven't crossed that path once or twice. Or at this point, 8 times with episode 8.
The only thing I'm asking our viewers, or listeners, viewers? Yeah, we don't have viewers.
Yes, because they can view radio, bro.
Well, you know that they can view our promo videos.
How so, sir?
You know, on the Facebooks, and
you and your technical,
and on the YouTubes now.
We do have a YouTube account. Okay.
Yeah, it's been up and running for a little bit now, and
yeah.
So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. It might be easier for you than the SoundCloud stuff. Or if you want to catch up on old episodes, SoundCloud only allows us a certain amount of bandwidth, so there's only a certain amount of episodes on there.
We're a podcast on a budget, so eventually when we get the money, we can hopefully do some more stuff. But other than that,
accepting donations now.
Please, GoFundMe page. Should be a translation to Go Fuck Me page. But anyway, yeah, check us out. It has one of our last episodes from episode 5 when we had to describe our life in 10 songs, which was a challenge in and of itself. And I hopefully by then we get some of our listeners to get get their own 10 songs. So hopefully we can build up our own vinyl library or music. So something that we all heard besides hearing, Slipknot every 5 seconds. Or,
hey man, they just lined up with my life.
I'm sorry. They did, but come on now.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, but you claim that you listened to rap at one point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even before the podcast, we were talking about Prophets of Rage, and with Chuck D and the guys from that made pretty much metal, rock, and a little bit of rap, most of rap. Just like pretty much grab you by the balls and say, listen, I got a political statement to say, and you're going to listen to whatever I say. So
yeah, I call it militant rage kind of music. And it doesn't even matter the genre. It's just, the Prophets of Rage, if you don't know, and check them out, because I was just saying this the other day, mostly to myself, or a little while ago. The other day to you guys is a month and a half to us. But anyway, the other day, I was just like, where's all the angry of all the times in world history that we've needed angry militant fucking music to open people's eyes. Mm-hmm. Of all those times in the world, where is it now? And here comes the fucking Prophets of Rage bursting through your door and fucking up your shit. And for those who don't know, the Prophets of Rage are members of Rage Against the Machine, fucking Cypress Hill, and Public Enemy. Some of the angriest fucking music to have ever hit the streets. And I know a lot of people are like, well, no, metal is really... No, metal's not angry for the most part. Metal is just loud. There's a difference.
So making a statement and being loud.
Yeah. The fucking Prophets of Rage and every group associated with them, they were angry. And they pissed, and they meant something. Exactly. And they wanted you to hear it. And these guys have now formed together to be one awesome, they're not a super group. Super groups are from the 70s of groups of guys who just wanted to play music together. No, this is something else. I don't know what the word for it is, but it's I don't know. I don't have a word. It's
beyond fucking awesome.
Well, no, it's definitely awesome, but it's just pent up, and there's no other word but rage. It's just pent up rage and anger and discontent is
there
the word
you go.
For it. Everything that's going on, and we don't like to get political here, but I will say thank God for bands like this. Right. Thank God for bands like this. Somebody's got to say something. We're not the guys to say something because we don't want to get into politics and shit like that. But thank God for the guys who do.
Rise Against. How about that?
Rise Against, absolutely. But where have they been? It's 2016. There's a bunch of shit going on politically. And who have I not heard from? Rise Against. Weird, isn't it?
You would think,
Yeah, you'd think so.
But
I don't even think they're on tour in the U.S. this year.
Because they did the whole like Katrina thing. They did the whole gay suicide
Yeah.
teenager crap.
Yeah, but
Not saying that's crap, but you.
But,
I'm
I
getting that.
haven't heard a word, a peep out of Rise Against recently. They
Yeah.
should be opening up for the Prophets of fucking Rage.
Oh my.
That would be the show. Fucking Rise Against opens for the Prophets of Rage, but I haven't heard anything from Rise Against.
You would think.
Right. You'd think so. You'd think they'd have a whole new fucking
or
album.
or even better system.
System of a Down. I mean, I understand System of a Down still working through their hiatus. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, even what about even like what? Even go back to like Green Day. What about even Green Day? You know,
Dude,
last time they got angry, whole world listened.
Yeah, but they were bought so like oranges, man.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. They were
I'm
guys
not-
They were guys trying to make money, to be sure. But that's everybody. But the last time they got angry, they wrote a rock opera, and it was awesome. I don't care what your position is on it. It was fucking awesome, and they were angry, and they told the world about it. And where is that now?
On Broadway?
Well, no, I mean not that specifically, but where are those bands? Where are the bands who care now? Or the bands that incited that, just rage or anger in people now. Well, at least a couple of them are coming back, and they're coming back together, and they're coming back strong. Not to be a Prophets of Rage promo, but check them out. Get just as angry as they are, because if you're not, I don't know what's fucking wrong with you. That is all I will say on the matter.
Wow. Now that is how you intro a show.
Right?
Jesus Christ. All right. I thought I was going to do a simple thing, but we're like, Saturday Night Live to Rage. Okay, fantastic. Okay. What's going on in my neck of the woods? Two things, actually, after the 5th podcast, because I know how we do our things.
We're on 8 by now. Why are you still talking about 5?
What's now? It's in the past. Okay, there, Rafiki. Anyway, because everyone knows a good character in that film was. Right? It was Scar. Scar was
Scar was a fantastic character.
Exactly. It's the best
as far as character goes. Yeah, I mean, he was a great character.
But anyway.
He wasn't the star of the show, but he was a great
Oh,
character.
he's the star.
All right, well,
yeah. Whatever.
Well, okay.
Be prepared. I learned two things along ways back. One, I like walking. It's just pretty much one of those things that just relieves stress and all that stuff. And with this Pokemon Go thing that's been going on for practically forever now, I think I can make a business proposition for it. I think I can willing to charge people who don't want to walk a small little fee, and I can just take their cell phones and then just crack some eggs, make them scrambled. I don't know. I haven't been a fan of the show, so I'm thinking, why bother? But people are like, oh, it's a great way to get in shape. It's extra mileage. I'm like, great. Because the day after the 5th podcast, I walked 8 miles because apparently I love pain. So, and probably in 2 days before that, I walked 6 miles. But I think I can charge a small fee per mile, or in this case, maybe a 6-pack per mile. And probably just make some killer freaking money. Because not a whole lot of people like to walk or do any of that stuff because, they're pretty much...
Well, that's the whole idea of the game, though. That's the thing. Like,
to make nerds buff and strong like, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Well, no, but to get people off their fucking asses. That's why I play the game, honestly.
America's in great shape.
Because not that I wouldn't go out and walk or whatever without it, but it gives me a reason to. You know what I mean? Like, it gives me something like at least to like strive towards, if you will. You know what I mean? You have to walk this many kilometers and you'll hatch an egg. Okay, cool. Well, let me do that, because otherwise I wouldn't be paying attention to what I'm walking, and I would just walk around the block maybe or whatever and be like, whatever. Yeah. But now I actually have to try, and I'm fighting towards a goal, and that's a goal orientation is always pretty cool for me. Something to strive towards.
Okay, I know. A couple weeks back, like, how are you doing on that? Because I know you're slowly getting married in a couple weeks. So are you staying up to that, or?
I'm working on staying in shape, or trying to. I think I've lost a few pounds.
Cool.
Which is great. Trying to keep it off, but also drinking beer at the same time. So you gotta find the balance.
There you go.
You gotta find the balance.
Fair enough. So I'm thinking, if you're wanting to be gone with your phones for at least half hour, or the longest maybe 2 hours, I can probably crack open some eggs and help you unlock some stuff for a small nominal fee, or beer or whiskey for that matter. could see it. It'd be raining and that stuff.
You're just pipe dreaming, man.
I
People get in
know.
their cars and do the
Oh,
same
trust me,
damn
we'll
thing.
probably get
Like,
comments on this. Be like, could you take my phone? But then again, we are pretty much so bound by technology. It's pretty much, technology is like an octopus. It just grabs stuff.
Well,
to
you don't
save.
necessarily need somebody's phone. You just need their login information.
Now that part I didn't know. I thought I had to literally physically had to take their phone
No,
and
you
walk
could,
the
you
miles
could down,
on
you
that
could,
phone.
You could download the song or the song. Yeah. I'm still in our last topic. You could download the app yourself, and if people give you their login information, you could log on and walk however long. Problem with that is now you have their login information.
It'll be a one-time fee, and trust me.
Yeah, exactly.
I would never ever send dick pics or download other illegal porn on your phone or do anything stupid to your account. No, I would never. You can trust this face or this
They
voice.
can't see your phone.
They can see the face. They can picture the face. They see SoundCloud. They know who we are. I'm the one with the backwards hat. There you go. But which brings me to my other topic, which I was done with my walking because, it's great stress reliever, all that crap, blah, 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 blah. I went to supermarket, try to get some stuff for the weeks ahead. And as I was going up to the supermarket, this adult with 2 kids, probably no more than probably 5 and 7, was cussing at them. And just loud cuss, like, this is why you're a fucking loser, you don't take your fucking meds. I don't know why something like this. And it got me thinking one of two things. 90% of me wanted to fight this ignorant motherfucker, but then again, if I was to fight him, the kids would just think, oh, that's
who's this bad man beating up my daddy?
Exactly. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm trying to defend your honor. What's honor? Blah, blah, blah. Crap. But just like a puzzle, I knew my place. So I just kept on walking. But then again, it just got me thinking, it's just like, if I was to end up cussing at my family, I wouldn't even be here, first of all. Because, back then, you don't cuss at your family, you don't do anything, all this crap. But if you get yelled at, you get yelled at. I was cussed at maybe 3 times. But there's got to be a way, just like...
Oh, see, that's different. Like, my family fucking lives a world in profanities. That's what we do. That's how we function. You came from a bit more straight-laced of a family.
Just
it for me, and my mom didn't. My mom still doesn't
cuss.
Cuss or swear or much of that. But the rest of the family, we're bathed in profanities, which is perfectly fine. We don't use them. We use them like George Carlin used them. You know what I mean? We don't use them as
sentence enhancers.
Yeah, we don't use them as derogatory fucking terms. We use them as just enhancement.
Yeah.
Where I'm just adding flavor to
Exactly.
to a sentence.
You have a
by adding fuck.
you have a Philly cheesesteak. You always add with cheese. That's all it is.
Yeah,
but it's
so
just,
that's
I got you.
So
it's
for
just,
some families it's different, but I mean if you're like legit like screaming at a kid, that's
this
yeah,
one
you
is
fucking fuck. Blah,
Like,
blah,
I'm just-
like,
I was
yeah,
just
that's
like-
a little harsh,
It's like, I know we mentioned
there's a difference between berating a fucking kid and going you fucking fuck blah 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 and going shut the fuck up.
but it
Like,
but
there's
it
a difference
comes from a
there.
good heart.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Do you
there.
remember the first time you cussed and you didn't get your ass whooped, or you did get your ass whooped?
Oh, I don't even know. Honestly, it's been so ingrained in my life. No, I don't know. You know what? I couldn't
You
tell you
dropped the
because
cookie, you tried to say,
yeah, no, I
fuck
mean,
me, or
yeah, I don't
called
know.
your mama a bitch or whatever.
No, I would never call my mom that.
Oh,
Well, maybe I did. I don't remember. But no, it's just you know what? I was probably because I'd been swearing for years beforehand, and I probably actually let it slip around my mom when I was 14, 15. And again, in no derogatory or hateful way, just a matter of I said fuck in a sentence, and she just gave me this look, and I was like, oh shit, sorry.
Fair enough.
And I may have said oh shit, and
Okay.
kept going with oh sorry, but it
You didn't really
it's
had a
not,
swear jar or
no, it's not
Nigga
like
the
she,
jar,
yeah,
Daddy.
it's not like she was just like don't say that. I was like, all right. Well, and then once I hit like 15, 16, I was like, whatever. What do you? They're words. Fuck off. What do I care? So
But
you know,
it's just
and then by the time I hit 18, I whatever. but
the
but I
world's
know,
your
but
oyster.
I get it. Like there are parents out there that don't want their children to curse and shit like that and whatever. I get it. Good on you. You're trying to raise them proper and raise them with good manners and all that. But no,
Like,
people can turn out just fine fucking swearing. I promise.
I know. Fair enough. But like how? Because I know you mentioned you at least want a kid, and the missus wants at least two. But like, how would you raise your kids? Because I know there's not a perfect plan. Because like,
no, there's
it's gonna be a
plan.
my own. If I has a kid, he's gonna be a drummer. If it's a woman, it's gonna be I'm going to shoot the man who's gonna date my daughter. All that crap, and just like how are you gonna?
No, you gotta play it by ear. I think. I don't know. Being not a father, I don't really know. But I mean, you gotta play it by ear. When they grow up and they start developing their own interests, you just gotta fucking nurture them. You gotta feed those interests. Well, oh, what's that you're into? My Little Pony? Sure. Why the fuck not? I'll buy you My Little Ponies, and I'll learn the whole goddamn My Little Pony world. Let's go. Let's
go.
do this,
Andrew.
Because if you. But because on the same like flip flop, if they grew up and they were into the stuff I was into, if they were into comic books and stuff, I'd be buying them comic books and like delving into their world with them. So why wouldn't I get into a world I'm not?
You know what you're talking about,
with?
Dad.
You know, yeah. Like why wouldn't I just delve into a world that I'm not familiar with? Because it's something my kids like. I would get into it. Like why not?
Yeah.
I get into nerdy shit all the time. So if my kid's into
but
it's
got to become a point where it's gonna become between like, hey, I'm gonna be in it, but between that and crossing the line, like, dude, Dad, you're embarrassing me.
I don't know if you do it right. I don't know if there is.
But kids need their space. It can't be like, dude.
Oh no, absolutely.
Trevor, or whatever your kid's name is. Hey,
I would never name a child Trevor. That's weird. Sorry for anybody named Trevor out there, but no,
way
I
to
wouldn't
piss off 1.2% of the
just
population.
Wouldn't fucking do it. But no, I would. You know, you there's a line. You know what I mean? Like you don't smother the kids, but you can get interested in the stuff they're interested in, and maybe that's how they relate to you and shit like that. You know, maybe like, oh hey, check it out, I got this. Oh, that's cool, I got this, and but you don't have to be there with them every fucking step of the way. You know, it's just get into what they're into and do it yourself, and then kind of relate back from time to time and just be like, oh, check this out. Oh, okay, cool, check this out. And you don't have to like hover over them while doing it, but get into what they're into, and I think you'll be good.
Fair.
And that's my philosophy. Again, not a parent. I don't know. Don't want to preach.
Exactly. But how would you punish a kid hypothetically for the basic stuff like writing on the walls, and like would you embrace that stuff?
Not what you
would
embrace,
you
embrace it to a certain point, but you got to make sure that they know that that's not okay. You know, you got to make sure, like, you got to cover two bases on something like that. And again, not a parent, don't know. I want to keep making this clear. I'm not telling anybody how to parent. I'm giving opinions. That's
there you go. Come on.
But I think that you gotta hit that from two fucking fronts. You gotta go, awesome. I applaud your creativity, but never fucking do that again. Like, but you gotta do it in the same fucking fell swoop. You know what I mean? And I don't, as not a parent, I don't know exactly how to do that. I'm sure it's a difficult fucking task. But I like to think that I'll find the way.
Fair enough. Let's see. Say if we're neighbors, and let's see. So you can't call him Trevor. Hunter. That's Johnny.
That's just. Where do you get names from? The big book of names from 1972? What?
Really? 1972 people are called Trevor and Hunter? Really?
I don't know, but
okay, fine.
They were. I don't know.
Okay, let's call it Bob. And
I would never call my child Bob. Never once in life would I call my child Bob. Never ever. Wouldn't happen. I don't like being called Bob. I would never want to have a child called Bob. I apologize to all the Bobs out there. I just hate it. I won't do it. Just not me.
All right.
Never will be.
Fine.
Tim's, boring, but okay. We'll go with
Fine.
Tim. We'll lead with Tim.
Okay, and little Timmy decided to play baseball, and ball hit my window, and I asked him point blank, like, did you break my window? No. It's your ball, ain't it? Let's have a talk to your dad. not my dad. How would you approach the situation if now the child says to you?
Well, let's be fair though. I like to think that my kid's not gonna lie to you. I like to think personally that my kid, when you go, did you break my fucking window? Unless they're in that age, because there is an age where they just they like to lie to see if they can get away with it. That's just kids.
Because we haven't done that.
But no, but I like to think that my kids, like, if they did something like really wrong like that,
Right.
you know, would go, yeah, I did it. Like, owned up to it. Because that's what I'm going to try to instill in my kids from day one is own your shit. You know, don't be a dick, be a dude. Own your fucking shit. So I like to think that my kid would own up to it and be like, yeah, I did that and I apologize. I'm so sorry. How can I make it right? You know what I mean? Like, and maybe that's when they come to me and go, or maybe they didn't approach you and you didn't get to them in time. They ran in the house and they told me about it. I like to think that that's a thing that could happen too. And then I'll help them handle it. You know, but I like to think that, and again, don't know, hasn't happened yet.
Rob is not a parent.
Exactly.
Do not blame him.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I like to think that I'm going to at least try to instill in my kids a sense of responsibility on shit like that.
Okay.
You know, if you get caught, own it.
All right.
And even if you didn't, own up to it. Like, if my kid hit something through your fucking window, I'd like to think that he walks over to your house, rings your doorbell, and apologizes. Yeah, like...
Look down, but like, you know what I did.
At very least, you go over and apologize, and then if that's not enough for whatever neighbor, then we'll figure it out. But that's it is what it is. Because some people are just dicks and they don't care what you did. Oh, you broke my fucking property. I'm gonna be a fucking asshole about it.
I'm gonna hold your son hostage. You give me your dad.
It's a fucking kid, man. What are you gonna do? He was playing baseball. This shit happens, you know. But I've had those neighbors too. Like when I was growing up, I had a neighbor who. When we were playing in the front yard, they didn't like us getting anywhere near their flower bushes, which were right on the property line. And it's like, we're playing fucking football. I caught the ball and fell into your flowers. I'm sorry, but, I
don't have an allowance yet. I'm sorry, but we'll make a payment plan somehow.
No. And again, they were flowers. Nothing you can fucking fix. And it's not like, and they were like the hard flower bushes. It wasn't just little nice soft little flowers.
The annual type thing. They were actually
these were like bushes. And so, if you even ran close to their property, they'd fucking flip out. And it's like, we're playing football in the front yard. We're not trying to mess with your shit. If a ball gets a little rogue or we didn't catch it and it lands in your bush or I'm trying to catch it and I land in your bush and hurt myself, don't get fucking pissed at me. I'll apologize and I'll go, okay, up until a certain point. But my neighbor kept bitching every single time. Eventually, one day, I just turned back at her and went, well, then tell your dog to stop shitting in my yard. And I was like 12 years old, and I didn't say shit, but you know what I mean? Like, you get the point. Like,
shoot his shit with 2 O's, bro.
Tell your dog to stop pooping in my yard. Like, and she was and then she got furious, and I was like, and that's when my parents and my grandmother and all that got involved, and I was like, I've apologized to this woman so many times. We're just kids playing in the yard, and I just snapped. And my parents understood. They got it. Like they grew up, with neighbors themselves. They knew how it was, and they knew she was.
Did she actually have a dog that shit on your front?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Her dog would just roam around the fucking between our lawn and her lawn and the next neighbor's lawn, and just it shit wherever it felt like, and they didn't pick anything up. So I was like, I'm trying to play in my front yard, and I gotta fucking run around your dog's fucking shit so I don't step in it? No. But you're gonna bitch at me for stepping my toe onto your fucking bushes or something? Fuck you. And that's how I felt. That's not exactly what I said because I was a kid, and that's not how you express things.
No,
but that was the feeling.
All right.
And so, it just came to a head when I kept my mouth shut for quite a while until one day it finally just came to a head, and I was like, well, then tell your dog to stay off my lawn. Keep your dog off my lawn. And then she flipped out, and I was like, well, I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. I'm a kid. This is as far as I get in confrontation.
Yeah. And the kid, only go so far until you know right from wrong, and then all of a sudden, if you know right from wrong and the pawpaw will get it on your ass, then that part I don't know. It's like when you be like, you wanna know what? My kid got into this. He doesn't need me. I'm gonna stay away. He's got this.
I don't know. I think you figure that out when time comes, and every kid's different. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think you just kind of feel it out as a parent. Probably. I don't really know.
Fair enough.
You know, I talking about having kids and shit like that. I really don't know. I can speculate.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as I get. So yeah, I mean, as far as all that goes, I don't know. Like that's my only opinions and thoughts right now on having kids. I can't really, like I said, I can't really go too deep or anything
Fair
like
enough.
that.
Do you know if you want to have like a boy first or a girl, or who are better to, let's say, train, but learn from or teach from, or like what's the best way, or
I don't know.
All right, or like where can you see your crystal ball? Do you think you can educate or? Yeah,
Well,
it's educate real word.
I mean, I think I'd be okay with either or. I'd like a son, but whatever.
Okay.
You know, I would work with either or.
Okay.
As long as I don't have like fucking twins or something like that. Twins just seems like a nightmare. Like, I don't want to do that. But no, that's all I got on kids. I don't want to dig too deep into that because again, I don't know shit, and I don't want to piss off parents. I don't know.
They don't care. They don't care.
Well, you say they don't care, but you're not a parent either. So what do you know?
I know how to drink wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yeah, I'm drinking wine.
Mendo's.
What up?
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, Mendo's got his. He's got his big box of wine, like a classy motherfucker over there. And even it honestly even says the big box. He's a classy fuck right now.
Yes, I am. 3
I mean,
liters.
I'm drinking.
Fun, baby.
I'm drinking beer, but I mean, he.
I know we're loggers in life, but don't judge me.
Box of fucking wine.
Shut up. This is 3 liters of fun. I'm starting my weekend, bro. Damn.
Me too. Honestly.
Be like a monkey. Get off my back. But we're on this podcast and listening to our listeners.
Fucking see, you're listening to the listeners?
Yes,
That's weird.
We can do that. Well, the digital age and things.
Mendo's like having a stroke over here, guys. I don't know what's happening.
Come and join
I
honey.
don't know what's happening. I said stroke, not a heart attack. They're very different things.
Name the show.
Oh, you were trying to be all Sanford and Sons, but
Thank you, Jesus. Sometimes I question about you. Certain
what,
shows.
I know things. I know lots of
you know
things.
shows. I'm just saying, like
I know lots of television shows, especially the classic ones. Fuck off. I know things.
classic shows.
Yeah, Hollywood stars.
Hollywood stars.
Yeah,
Really?
Do they know things? What do they know? Let's find out.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous with Robin Leach. Like what? I'm just saying, like, what are shows that you grew up with? Like, was it American Gladiators? Like,
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
American Gladiator. Yeah, I grew up with lots of shows. All of the shows. I grew up on TV, man. So
back when shows were shows, man. Because back in my day,
no, they
we're
were
close
all,
to 30.
We're
We're saying that now.
They were crap back then too.
It was amazing. Because I'm sorry, we don't have the CGI effects of Avatar.
Yeah, no, I mean it was the graphics and shit were worse, but the shows were.
But yeah, closest thing we got was
shows were the same BS that were that it's out today. Just in a different package. That's all.
You said package.
Yeah, that's all
But-
it is. But I grew up. I grew up watching all the fucking '90s shows, and I grew up watching like shows older than that too because of Nick at Night. So I watched a lot of shows.
But what was your favorite? Was it like MASH? I Love Lucy? Was it?
Are we talking from like
We're
Nick
talking
at, from
we'll
like
go
Nick
old.
at Night or like our generation? Like
We'll
there's a difference.
go old school. Then we'll go our old school. And then we'll go to the future. Let's take it to TV land, not the network. But what were shows way back then when your parents, your grandparents?
Well, who doesn't love I Love Lucy? That was a great show. Yeah, it was an awesome show. The Dick Van Dyke Show was pretty good too.
You said.
And Bewitched and all of those shows. But you know what show I actually gravitated towards the most? And it was on Nick at Night when we were kids. Well, there's a couple of them. But the one I'm thinking of, Taxi. Taxi was a great fucking show.
That.
You don't remember Taxi?
I vaguely.
Danny DeVito and fucking I don't honestly remember most of their names. Oh, fucking Andy Kaufman and
I thought you said like Welcome Back Kotter or some shit like that, or
no,
Facts of Life.
Fucking Taxi, dude. That was a show. I liked that show. That was a good show.
All right. For me, it was for a long time. I got so far away from it. Then I was like, what the hell? What's this show? And then a couple episodes came in, and I was like, yes, I'm back. Alan Alda, MASH.
MASH. I liked MASH. I liked MASH a lot. And I'm also a huge Happy Days fan.
Yours
Who
and
doesn't
my
love-
happy days.
Who doesn't love Happy Days, man?
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, Henry Winkler, like,
Yeah.
just...
Hen-
there's not a better combination out there.
Exactly. Like Henry Winkler now is like discussing reverse mortgages, and has at one point a reality show. I'm not sure if it's still canceled back then, but it was like him, Terry Bradshaw, like old guys are like doing this new crazy stuff, trying to get back into hip ages with Twitter and Facebook and MySpace. It was back then. I'd say it was back then, but
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
I
okay.
have those moments. Cheers! If you're playing the Loggers in Life drinking game, that's 2 drinks for you.
That's many drinks, yeah. Anytime you have no idea what Mendo is talking about, take 3 drinks. You'll be smashed by the end of the first episode.
Mhm.
just smashed.
I'm afraid to listen back to us like let's just have one night where we just listen to all the podcasts and get
we
drunk
should
off our
we should
asses.
have a podcast of us listening to our podcasts and getting drunk.
I can't wait for the best of section of our show. We would take different clips of different
That
episodes.
would be the best of section. It's just us listening to our podcast, getting drunk, and yelling at ourselves.
And
That's gonna be a thing.
and
That'll be our 100th episode. When we reach 100 episodes, it will be us going back and listening to our own shit and yelling at each
how are
other
we gonna
about
trim
it.
down so many hours? Into
I don't know.
like,
We're
over
gonna
a-
fucking we'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe we'll take
100
fan requests at that point. But yeah, our 100th
100
episode. That's it.
We're-
I've just written our 100th episode. That's how it's gonna go. We are going to listen to ourselves from now, essentially, from back when we first started, and
Jesus
just
freaking Christ.
berate ourselves. That's gonna be the 100th episode. Stay tuned, folks. It's gonna be fucking nuts. And by fucking nuts, I mean you're gonna be listening to guys listening to themselves yelling about it.
It's
So yeah, if you want nuts, yeah,
it's
that's
like seeing
nuts.
those reaction videos on YouTube. I'm like, dude, I want you to see this video. Okay, I want to record your reaction and post it on YouTube. Okay, weird. Okay, two girls, 1 cup. Why would you show me this? Why the freak would you show me this shit? God damn it! And then we go on. So yeah,
Well, that was a little extreme, but yes.
yes, because that's
Yes,
how I
what we're
roll,
talking
man. Because back in the day, drink. I was like I said, I was that guy that was like shy, was afraid to say shit to people, and
Does
then
this have anything to do with the shows we watched? While
I
growing
was just it was a slight little detour
up? I don't
to
think,
get
I
back
don't
to
think
the
so.
TV.
I think that
later.
was going to be a long fucking walk that I didn't want to take.
Fine.
honestly.
We'll take the goddamn walk on the boardwalk. All right, fine. MASH, I Love Lucy, got it. Okay, coming to when we grew up back in 1987, not dating ourselves, but we are dating ourselves.
No,
The big orange
we
couch.
We didn't grow up in 1987. We were born in goddamn 1987. We grew up in the 90s, man. Really, own it. Own it. You grew
I
up in the
don't
90s.
want to. You can't
You
make
were
me.
born in the 80s. You grew up in the 90s. Just own it.
I know.
Dude, why would you hate that? 90s were awesome.
So were the 80s with the great.
Yeah, no, the 80s weren't. Look back at it. The
As
80s
you
weren't.
piss off another 25% of them. Whatever. Anyway. Okay, so 90s, so we had the big orange couch. We had GAC. We had. Okay,
The Big Orange Couch wasn't a show.
It wasn't. It was a.
It was
a platform of many shows.
Yeah, it was a segment
2
that had
hours.
the other shows that you watched in it. It was our fucking what was the big one? Friday night, Saturday night, whatever. Like,
TGIF was
TGIF,
ABC.
yeah, TGIF.
Nick
and then
was-
the Big Orange
Nick
Couch
was
was
yeah.
Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Nick. Nick.
Yeah.
Get it? Yeah. Brain is working.
Yeah. No, exactly. So I mean,
But back then it was what? Clarissa Explains It All. It always ended with Are You Afraid of the Dark? The other
Yeah.
2 usually changed. Sometimes it was All That. Sometimes it was Adventures of Pete and Pete.
I
Sometimes
who
it
didn't love
was
the Adventures of Pete. Well, I love the Adventures
The-
of Pete and Pete. I thought it was an awesome show, but that was maybe that was just me. I don't know.
Danny Temporelli. The Adventures of Alex Mack. If I can remember right, with the girl
Was
who
that
had
the one with the
liquid
puppet?
form. No, the girl in liquid form.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really, the girl who was like all had chemical poured on her, and she was like, "I'm gonna do this, yay!" But you're turning to liquid, blah.
No,
Really?
no clue.
Nothing?
No clue what you're talking about.
Holy
Not even
crap.
a little bit. No idea.
Wow. Then you also had ABC's TGI Friday lineup, which was, if I can remember correctly,
Depends on what era you're talking about. There were many.
Family Matters, Boy Meets World, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Mm-hmm.
What's that last one?
You're missing quite a few of them.
Step by Step.
Step by Step for sure.
I know that. What am I missing? If it's a laundry
House,
list.
how about?
Okay, yeah.
And then a bunch of shows nobody cared about.
Really? You gave me?
No, there was just fistfuls of them, and they were and then just nobody cared about most of them. But those are the big ones.
Before or after Bob Saget went blue? Well, Bob Saget. Well, have you seen Bob Saget's actually stand up?
Oh yes.
It is.
Oh yeah,
dude. It is more bluer than Van
dude's
Gogh's
raunchy.
blue. Period.
Dude's a raunchy motherfucker for sure.
It's like, are you even trying too hard? Yes, I said try hard. Whatever. Anyway, just like what I'm doing. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you know people can't see you, right? Because
I don't know what you're talking
making
about.
like gestures and shit.
What?
Like to them, it's just dead air.
You're dead air.
You can't.
Your face
they
is dead
can't, they cannot see you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to respond.
You do this. This is how you respond by doing this. Clanking, drinking. Yeah. My voice went shattered. What up? I just started puberty. Fuck off.
Wow, so Mendo's apparently forgotten how to host a podcast.
Fuck
But that's
off.
okay. But that's okay.
Really?
I'm here. I'm here.
You had to
no
insult
worries,
me on
folks.
that?
No worries, folks. I'm here. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now you sound like a rapist, okay?
Yeah, maybe. Whatever.
It's gonna be okay. No means no. Bullshit, asshole. So.
Let's get weird with it.
You ain't getting weird with it. 2 drinks. Anyway.
But yeah, no, I mean, growing up, I think one of my favorite shows,
Talk to me.
even to this day.
Yeah.
Getting back to our
with
original
our generation,
conversation.
yeah, back in the 90s,
our
got it.
conversation, yes. Getting back to the conversation we were actually having before you
Yes.
went all God knows what.
Shut up.
I think, and even to this day, it has to be, yeah, because I'll still watch the shit out of it.
Do it.
Some Boy Meets World.
Okay.
I will still watch the crap out of Boy Meets World all day.
Who was your
I
character?
actually have spent entire days watching Boy Meets World.
Who was your character? Was it Mr. Feeney, Mr. Turner, Mommy, Daddy?
No, you know what? I think it was Corey and Sean together. Corey and Sean together being one character. Like that. Because that's what they were. When you really look at it, they were two sides to one coin.
Were they the original bromance? Because I feel as though, like, you had Three Stooges, you had...
Three Stooges weren't bromance.
No,
those were
it
actual
was
brothers. Except for one.
Yeah, with 3 different hairstyles. But, okay.
Yeah, but no, they were actually, you know that, right? They were brothers. All of them. Except for one.
Chef?
No, Chef was one of the brothers. Shemp was Mo, Shemp, and Larry. No. Mo, Shemp, and Curly were brothers. Larry was
Really? Like
was
the same...
was
like,
just a family
like
friend.
like the same last name and shit.
No, they were brothers.
Now
Legit
that-
brothers.
I
Mo,
honestly
Shemp, and Larry.
legit-
Mo, Shemp, and Curly.
Did not know that.
Larry was a family friend. Yes, they were brothers.
Holy hell. Now, where did Mo came in this picture?
Mo was one of the brothers.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I keep saying it wrong, but it's Mo, Shemp, and Curly, brothers. Mo was the eldest. No, second eldest. Mo and Shemp were the older ones. Curly was the younger one, and again, Larry was just a family friend. And that's
So what about Curly?
Curly
Okay, because
Curly was the youngest.
I thought you went like back.
Curly
and forth.
was the youngest brother.
Okay.
The older brother.
My thing about that show was, why do they change
There was no show. I mean,
the Three Stooges television show?
There was not a television.
Really?
They were movies. They were short films.
Okay.
That's what they did. They did short films and then they did vaudeville. But nobody saw their vaudeville. I mean, well, people of the time saw their vaudeville, but nobody via television saw their vaudeville, obviously.
All right,
but yeah, they did short films. Really, they didn't have a show.
But I'm saying when it comes to, like, when you get like the box set, you're saying like the Three Stooges, shows.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's all of their shorts and their shows and things like that. They put on skits and things like that. But yeah, there's so many things. But
what else was there? There was the Twilight Zone. There's also the one episode with Mickey Rooney, or one or two. Was it one episode?
Mickey Rooney was in quite a few episodes.
That
of
one,
the Twilight Zone. Yeah,
right.
for sure.
All right, he pretty much the Mickey Rooney episode where he was short, and I always wanted to be big, that kind of thing. And he slowly became taller, and became too big for his own house and whatever. And I'm trying to think what other. Do you remember any Twilight episodes that you can remember that you liked?
I don't have any specific episode that like hangs in my mind. Like, yeah, that's the fucking shit.
Right.
No, I just love the whole series and the whole the ideas of them all. The ideas of them all, like where you just twist reality, but you don't like go crazy with it. You just twist reality a little bit, just a little bit, and you put a guy or a person, just a person in general. You just put them outside of their comfort zone. Just a little bit, like you just like twist their reality 45 degrees, and you just go, "This is what it is now. Deal with it." And I think that was cool in Twilight Zone to just like twist it a little bit, like, "Oh, I'm walking around town. Oh shit! Now nobody knows that I existed ever once, even a little bit."
So kind of like a Christmas Carol, be like, "Oh, haunted by three spirits, past, present, and future." And was that like kind of stemming off of that because they're like, hey, this is what you like when you were.
I think a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, it's just like that twisting it different, like making shit not exactly right. Something's not right about it. Like you arrive in this place, and here comes a person, and he walks into this town, and there's nobody around, but there's mannequins in the place of where all the people were. And he has to try to figure out where the fuck he is, and it turns out he's in fucking a kid's dollhouse or some shit like that. Like that's it makes you think, and it twists your reality a little bit. I love the Twilight Zone for that. I don't know how we got on Twilight Zone, but I loved it.
We went to the old school before our old school, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we already got to our old school, and then we went all the way back, and then we kind of met ourselves in the middle, maybe.
We're like the Doctor Who, because we go travel space.
Yeah, we never hit in the same place. Mendes refilling his cup from his big box of wine. Like a classy fuck.
Because I'm a classy. I'm classy fuck. I'm classy. And you know what? Anyway, yeah. Pan Pendant song. What up?
For those playing the drinking game at home, apparently you drink for that too, because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
First of all, it's a song I just made up. One of you ever did improv? We're doing it right now. I know. But speaking of great shows had great morals, and great morals influence one's life. Who do you think has been your best influence in your life so far in your past 29, if not 30 years, if you want to round up?
No, you never round up. Never round up.
If it's 5 and above, you round up. If it's 4 or below, you take it down a little.
Not when you're talking about age. You always round up.
Okay, so apparently when you're...
Yeah, you got another.
How do I say with being insulting as possible? So when you're 20 freaking 9...
Yeah, no, I know I'm 29. That's not insulting at all. You just don't round up to 30. Not yet, sir. Not yet.
But honestly, who were your influences? Was it a celebrity? Was it family?
Family for sure. Family for sure. Not to give anybody out there a big head, because I know at least one of my cousins is listening. Fuck off, Ricky. But no,
thanks for the love, baby.
I grew up with I never had any brothers and sisters growing up, or any siblings like that. I had cousins. I had 3 cousins. 3 cousins that mattered, at least at the time. And then a 4th was added in Caitlin. But Caitlin is like my little sister, for those who don't know. But before that, and even after she was born, there were 3 cousins of mine: Chris, Smitty, and Ricky. And I don't want to say that I looked up to them or anything like that, because maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Whatever, Ricky, shut up. But no, I was. But as far as influenced by, you can't help but be influenced by your siblings. And to me, that's what I had. I had siblings. again, I didn't officially have siblings, but I had those guys, and that was growing up to me. I also had the biggest influence in my life, at least until I was a young teenager or just before a preteen, I suppose. Yeah. It was my grandfather, greatest man to have ever lived, in my personal opinion.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to say much more than that.
Oh, wow.
I will get choked up.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to talk influences, that's where I come from. This is where Rob comes from. People is the asshole cousins I grew up with and my grandfather. And I grew up, obviously there's my mother and things like that, mm-hmm. and the musical influences we've already talked about, but that's where I come from. Is I grew up with these fucks and my grandpa, and that's what it was. I don't know. What about yourself?
I'm probably similar-ish boat in the sense that there's family, obviously, grandfather and all that, and I think he was probably my biggest influence because he taught me, a lot of things I need to know. Like, he taught me how to be a gentleman and just treat people with respect and that kind of stuff. And so did my dad. But I gravitated towards my father, who listened to this crazy music that I didn't know about, because back then, music was music, not this Frank Sinatra crap. And then I realized I took a listen to it even deeper, understanding what the meaning was behind his lyrics, like with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and Tony Bennett. Sammy Davis Jr. And then I went, well, holy crap, where is this music now? Yeah, it's there, but it's hidden. It's very hidden. After that, it was, I think, though.
Buckle up, kids. Mendo's going on a rant. Carry on.
You done?
I don't know, are you?
You done? Had a train of thought, and then you derailed it by saying that bullshit, so thank you very much, jackass. Alright, fine. Since we're done on influences. Alright, what was the best advice you were ever given?
Oh, I don't know, honestly.
Honestly.
No, honestly.
Life,
I don't know.
Love,
like, anytime I've ever been asked that, I actually have been asked that quite a few times, believe it or not.
Okay.
I come up with an answer, and I have an answer, and it's different every time.
What is it this time?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it and get back to you. I don't really know. It's weird. Have I ever been given any? I guess the moral of that comes down to I've never been straight up given advice that has
always shave with the grain.
Yeah, ringed through that to be super relevant, and I think it really just depends on the time of my life that I'm in. What advice was I ever given that relates to where I am right now? I don't know. It probably came. I don't know.
Okay.
As much as I want to, say it came from my grandfather, and sometimes, and like I said, sometimes maybe it does. But in general, I don't think there's any one piece of advice that was better than any other. Fucking don't fuck up. That's
okay.
And nobody actually told me that, but I kind of inferred it from lots of
Don't fuck up.
Yeah, don't fuck up.
From the great Rob of the Loggers Live podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think mine stems off from when I was in college, going for my associates in music, because I'm such a douche. You need to say that. Villa Maria College. You are so great to me. Anyway, I was doing a video shoot, about a 12, 14-hour video shoot for the Music is Art Foundation, which, for those who don't know, is an organization that pretty much keeps music in schools, because when schools usually go on a budget, the first things that usually go is creativity, and that's art and music. And without due respect, fuck that shit. Creativity should, in my opinion, should be encouraged and allowed, depending on, even if you feel like you don't have a voice, there is a voice still trapped inside you. You just gotta let it out, whether it's in art, running, or playing baseball. There's some sort of creativity in you that's bound in you, and it should be let out every once in a while. But when I was doing this internship for Music is Our Foundation. I was part of the 12 to 14-hour video shoot. And I was with the director. I was talking with all this talent, which was amazing. And then I was there for all 14 hours. There was probably 3 or 4 other interns, but they probably did like 12. Like they were probably there for like 6, 7, 8 hours. I was there for the whole goddamn thing, and I had an exam the next day. And what I took back from that was the director looked at me and says, like, "You're staying for the whole thing? That's proves you got a lot of balls and shit like that." And in life, you need 2 things: stamina and a good pair of shoes. And kid, you got them, snap included. And I just realized that that's what you do need in life, is you need people that whenever you feel like shit, you guys got to keep going, just trudging through those waters, going through the barricade and barbed wire that rips your soul apart from every which way. And you know what? You'll become a better person after that. And also, if you have a good pair of shoes, even better. So I'm not saying I'm wearing stilettos, but I'm wearing good boater shoes in an August day in Buffalo. So that was pretty much the best advice I was given, was a director for the Music is Our Foundation.
Hey, no, that's cool. Like I said, I don't have anything that was ever given to me that was really sticks out, at least at this time.
All right.
And like I said, when I've been asked it other times in life, maybe something else popped up. Maybe something else was something that I thought of or
right.
really stuck to me then. But as of right now, right this moment,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Not this moment.
Right.
And that is what it is. Like I don't know. I guess I'm a bit more realist in that aspect.
All right.
In that, and maybe not realist. Maybe that's the wrong word. But I don't remember specifics as far as who told me what and when they told me and why they told me this. Like, I think it's just a matter of, does something somebody said pertain to your life right now? And any advice, I think, honestly, is good advice. The advice you heard today, if you heard any advice today, is the best advice you've ever heard until the next advice is
episode 9.
Well, that's the thing. No, like, we're not advising anybody of anything, but the advice you heard today is the best advice you've ever heard in your life ever, because it pertains to your life right now, and there's no telling what it means to you tomorrow. Maybe nothing to you tomorrow. Maybe everything to you tomorrow. I don't know. But that's the thing. Advice is weird like that. I think. I don't know. I think. And that's really about it. That's all anything is what I think.
Fair enough.
That's the only thing I have.
That's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, it's the only thing I have. It's the only thing I have or will ever have or have ever had is what I think. Believe it or not.
Do you think that, like, obviously when you're going down the aisle and that kind of stuff, and people are telling you, well, for a wedding, communication is the best thing you can do, and you know that they're 3 sheets to the freaking wind. They're just talking out of their asses. And I don't know, you've been to a couple of wedding receptions, and you try to give advice to the new wedding couple and that kind of crap, but
no,
I've never
tried to really give advice to any wedding couple because I've never actually been there.
Do you, like, obviously you're like, oh, you need to talk to your wife, another, kiss on the lips, another inch on the hips, or whatever the fucking saying goes. Yeah, my family's weird like that, and I'm not sure if I get the freaking thing right, but are you afraid that you're gonna hear the same thing over and over again, like
I know that I am.
communication,
I know that I am.
honesty,
That's
blah, blah,
it. Yeah,
blah,
that's it.
blah,
No, absolutely,
and you're just like,
that's
saying,
life.
yeah,
That's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard. Yeah.
That's life. And
I totally understand.
Yeah. Fuck it all.
Honestly, yeah, I heard. Yeah, definitely. Honestly, is truly one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck them all.
Exactly.
Fuck them all. Doesn't matter. You know what's gonna keep my relationship together?
Booze.
Probably, but no, and yes, it's honesty, probably for part of it, but it's being fucking me, being me. and her being her, that's what's going to keep our relationship, because that's what drew us together to begin with, is me being me and her being her. That's it. That's all. We're fucking two people that love each other. That is all. Nothing. There's nothing more. Like, you don't have to make shit up. There's no secret sauce. Yeah. There's nothing. It's you be you. Let the other person be them.
And if you find that sexy, awesome.
And if it fits together, so be it.
We call that sex, bro. Insert A.
No. Sex is different. Sex is different. Sex is always different. No, I'm talking like emotionally and spiritually and shit like that. Sex is, you can always fucking insert tabby in a sloppy. You can always do that. That's sex. That's all it is. That's all sex ever is. But
I wouldn't have known.
But, you know, everything else is just, it's a matter of, you know, am I okay with her just being who she is? And is she okay with me just being who the fuck I am? If the answer to both of those questions is yes, then our marriage is going to be a long and happy one. That's what I think.
All right.
You know, if it's, no, you got to fucking hide shit, you got to do this, you got to do that, and there's fucking rules and blah, 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 and blah, blah.
You must obey me.
Well, then, yeah, that's why half of fucking America ends in divorce. That's...
Yeah.
So, you know, I think from the moment we get married and on out, you know, it's a matter of everybody shut the fuck up, because we're going to be us. And that's it.
Fantastic.
That's all we got. That's all I think anybody ever has. And it's kind of like this podcast. As weird as that sounds, going into making that segue. It's a matter of yo, you know, you guys should do this, you should do that, you should do the other thing, blah blah blah. No, you know what? Fuck off. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have some drinks and just be us. How about that?
And thank you for being along for the ride.
Yeah, if you're coming along for the ride, you're having some drinks with us, or what the fuck ever. Exactly. Cheers to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming along.
That's right.
And I had an and there, but fuck it. I don't anymore. It just escaped me.
We do have an and, and it goes like this. It goes, here's to me.
Here's to you.
Here's to love and laughter. I'll be true so long as you, and not a moment after. Until next time.
Yeah, cheers, y'all.
Mm-hmm.